Bill Belichick, AJ. How do you feel about him officially doing that? And Michael Lombardi, friend of the program, being the general manager down there.
I mean, I think it's awesome. When you listen to how they're laying it out and how you hear Lombardi, you can tell how excited the dude is to be back in there and working with Bill. 5 years, $50 million. That's the first I'm hearing of that. That's a nice little deal.
$10 million per. I guess it was originally reported as 3 years, $30 million. Then the journalist that reported that said, hey, journalistic standards, got to correct it. It's actually 5 years, $50 million. Still got it right for 10 per. Didn't know it was for 5. Yeah. Thought it was for 3. So we appreciate said journalist. Forget the name. I do apologize.
Journal?
Nobody's got it in here.
Nope. No,
I looked around a room that did not have it here.
A lot of blank faces.
But I would like to let him know I appreciate what he did, reporting, then correcting himself to get it accurate. Yeah, but 5 year, $50 million is what has been allegedly reported on the second go-round. $10 million a year, head coach at North Carolina.
Whew, he's got a presser today, correct?
Yeah, 2 o'clock, it goes off. I believe Marty Smith is actually live from down there. We could probably cold call him here.
Hell yeah.
Let's cold call Marty Smith, see if he's down there.
Is he going to go old school, normal Bill? Remember in his last time he was on the show last week, didn't he say, I got to get my press conference
media
aura back or something?
Yeah, so that's a whole nother conversation. College, you can't do that, right? That ain't, because you're always recruiting?
Yeah. You can't.
You're going to be who you are. He can't go down there.
Part of his aura.
I don't know, though.
Imagine that local media going from Mac Brown, who
they're crapping their pants right now. Can you imagine those guys? Oh, my God.
Some student reporter.
Oh, yeah.
Why did we do that?
I would hope the student reporters, he would understand, like, hey, I'm shaping the future of this, too. You know? So he might, actually.
Those guys are
that question, just so dumb. Just why would you even phrase it that way? What if he is teaching these student reporters whenever they ask a question, you want to know about our defense? So you should have said, like, hey, what about your front seven getting beat up in the rush as opposed to blaming the secondary on the run? Like, when you ask these questions, they need to be much better. And so does our front seven. Great question. And then goes right
to special teams.
If
you're a student reporter, just ask about special teams. It'll be a home run every week.
Other teams punter or just college punting in general. Because college punting rules are different than NFL punting rules. I am actually very excited to see what he does when it comes to special teams in college. Favorable rules in college for a lot of things. Unfavorable hash marks in college for kicking. Like just absolute crap. Absolute crap that they're that wide. Should not be. Move those things in. But I guess they said it was for the good of the field back in the day. I'm excited to watch Bill take advantage of special teams. And all of football-wise, he'll be able to coach the football. We're talking about recruiting. We're talking about running the business. On the field, he'll be good regardless. They'll be good regardless.
Absolutely, because I don't care what level it is. I mean, good players want to be coached. They want to be held accountable. They want discipline, and he's going to give them, the proper fundamentals, the technique. It's always going to be that foundation, right? What's important? The ball is going to be important. Blocking, tackling, throwing, catching. He's going to emphasize all that. What's going to be fascinating is watching the staff come together, because we really don't have any idea yet.
Yeah, who do you think it's going to be?
I mean, I think it's the usual suspects. I don't see how McDaniels and Patricia and I would even assume some of the Cleveland guys, like Lambeau brought it up, the Cleveland staff that they had, any guys like that were around. I'm assuming Saban's going to be some sort of consultant, without a doubt. Why wouldn't he be when it comes to Bill? And
he's consulting with West Virginia, I think.
Yeah, of course.
I think he's got not enough time on his hands.
But it would be safe to assume that he's going to help Bill too.
How about Tomlin coming out and saying, I would definitely send my boys down to Bill. And we talked about that over there. Like, his recruiting legitimately might be like the IMG parents, right? IMG parents that send their kids to IMG, they're like, hey, this kid's going to be a professional athlete, no matter what the sport is down there. But they are kind of like, yeah, this is happening. So going to Bill is almost like, hey, you're going to NFLU here pretty much. That is how they're pitching it. I think it is going to be possible for him to get great recruits from that. Like, legit, I think it is possible.
How quick, I guess? How quick is the question, I guess? How quick can you get him in there? Obviously, it's very important to have a stud quarterback. We know that it kind of jumpstarts everything. But, yeah, I mean, the parents, even if the players don't know Bill as – they haven't seen him as the coach that won all those Super Bowls with the Patriots. They still know of him. The parents are the ones who probably witnessed all of the greatness of Bill.
Yeah. Good luck down there. Good luck down there.
It's exciting. All exciting.
It's real. Now it is official. That is reality. We just saw him as the UNC head coach.
Yeah, it is real. Going got his work cut out like anybody. I mean, he sounded like he's fired up to be there. The hoodies and the cutoffs and all that, they're having a great time right now. But there's a lot of work to do. But if anybody can get this thing done, regardless of, being away from never being in college football, never coaching college football, I think just the lure of the possibility of my kid playing for Bill Belichick at one of the best universities in the country. I mean, from an academic standpoint, where it's at, all that kind of stuff. I love it. I think.
Are you getting back into college ball?
I think it's great. I think the biggest thing is we've always said 18 years in college, so I never knew the NFL. And once I went to the NFL, and you get a taste of the NFL, and even more so now with portal, NIL, the recruiting, you didn't have to, and I didn't know any better. For 18 years, that's just what we did. You did football, you recruited, you text, you did this, but once you get to the NFL and you see, okay, like in summer when it's vacation time, you shut your phone off in the NFL for 5 or 6, whatever that is, right?
Yeah, it's a nice little break before training.
And you unplug, and nobody. You don't have to worry about kids going to class, kids doing this, messing up on campus, football camps. We'd go to the lake in the summer, and Coach Peterson was coaching at the University of Washington, and he'd be hanging out with us at the same lake. And Dirk and I are in the NFL, and he's on 24/7. We're golfing, and he's, what are you doing, Coach? He's got to recruit every single. They say it's like shaving. If you don't do it one day, you look like shit.
Yeah, but I think it is a different time.
Yeah,
I think it's the way they're viewing it.
Yeah.
I think and I know you still have to pound the pavement.
Mm-hmm.
I know you still got to have boots on the ground. I know you still got to keep people interested and kind of recruit, always selling. But I think the way they're viewing it, and I assume he's setting precedent early here. It's this is a professional outfit. This is how this operates. I expect you to show up to the meetings. I expect you to show up to workout. I expect you to show up to class. I expect you to do this. And I think they're not worried about retention, re-recruiting guys. I think they're expecting the people to get in there and just understand that this is
I'm just talking from a coaching perspective.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
and is that reality?
No, I spend time with those guys now down at Boise State. So I see those coaches on the day to day. And what they have, but is
that Bill Belichick? I think that's the thing.
Well, it may not be the head coach, but they're the head coach, and the other place I know they do that. They have to reach out, they have to talk, and they have to.
And I think I heard you say earlier, coaches are going to recruit against that. That is recruiting is talking and finding your guys, even at a transfer portal and everything like that. They'll say have you even talked to? Have you people?
Have they been to your high school? Have they built a relationship? The high school coach, they're going to say, these guys haven't been to your high school yet. We've been here nonstop since the beginning. First offer, whatever. They're going to use whatever. Now, whether that works or not, the bottom line is that the guy's developed. He's got the cachet because he comes in, got a laundry list of
The college coaching schedule sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah.
Bill has certainly figured out he's going to do that or not do that, right? He definitely has thought about all this.
Well,
I guess his schedule is a nightmare to begin with anyways.
Yeah, and his whole thing was he would take a week or two in Nantucket and then be like, what am I even doing here? So, I don't think he was a big, hey, let's take the 6 weeks off and do no football. I just don't think that was his MO as much. I don't know for a fact. That's kind of my assumption. That's why they're so successful all those years. And I do think college football has changed in that sense. And when it does become you got to prove yourself as a coach, he doesn't have to do that really.
Are you going to add any UNC quotes to that tattoo? Every tattoo.
I've thought about that. Believe me, there has been. If they win a national championship now, that might be something.
Lombardi, Natty.
I might have to add the CFP national champion.
What were you? Started at 12.
Counting down to 1.
Right.
What's so funny, Age? It's a banger.
Yeah, it is.
5 for 8.
It's a catchy jingle.
9 to 12.
You loved it. I know you want it. Do you? Huh?
No point again.
AJ?
You should get beat Duke put on that tattoo, con man. No, we're not doing this.
You should get beat Duke.
Should.
That is the
his first words.
Yeah.
Coach's first words.
Yeah,
Little Billy.
Little Billy.
That's what he just said on there.
Little Billy's
first words were beat Duke.
People forgot about that.
Got a big pop.
People forgot about that.
Yeah.
No,
He had
in all
history.
seriousness, that's not.
He pulled his dad's hoodie out.
They did.
I hope they have. I bet they have little higher aspirations than beating Duke. I hope.
No, you better beat Duke.
You better beat Duke. Hey,
That's just
gotta
like
be up.
at West Virginia. Like I believe the Pitt game is on September 13th, 9-13, 13-9. And it's like all eyes are on that one. That's 3 weeks in. Rich Rod, what is your team? Narduz has been there for a while. Pitt has obviously been through numerous iterations of their team since West Virginia has had to make a change. Pitt obviously comes back, gets a massive win this past year. Probably a big part of the whole situation happening at West Virginia. And it's like, Rich Rod's got Pitt week 3, I think. And it's like, that is a massive.
At home.
Yeah, and Rich is going to, I assume that everybody's going to know that this is a non-negotiable. This is a non-negotiable. Him getting in there, Bill getting in there, the way Coach Prime coaches, Kirby, I think, it's almost getting back to football's becoming like football.
I think
Yeah, it
the
is.
big thing, too, is expectations. Like the expectations at a Carolina, basketball school like Indiana. Like when I was there, like if you win 8-9 games, go to a good bowl, great season. Great season.
110,
So I think now
110 game win since
all
19.
these expectations change now with Coach Belichick going in there.
College football playoffs, right?
like-
Isn't that the expectation?
No, absolutely. And that's-
Two ACC teams made the 12-team playoff this year. Obviously, it's more than the Big 12 had, but that's an avenue to the playoff. If he wins a national championship, obviously, the legacy would be crazy. Not a lot of NFL coaches have been able to coach in college. Not a lot of college coaches have been able to coach in the NFL. There have been a handful that have been able to break through on both sides. Half being a good situation. Feels like he's creating a situation in North Carolina.